guys, and welcome back to my channel. On this episode of the bus build series, I wanted to show what 3 months of work for me has looked like on the bus, focusing on two major areas, electrical and cabinets. Over the past 3 months, I've learned a lot in both these categories, but I have to say, I've been drowning in electrical diagrams for way too long now. But hey, let's just jump right in with a mini morning routine. The whole house woke up very warm today. Yesterday, it was freezing in here, so everyone wore some nice thick pajamas today, and it's so hot. But good morning. Why do my hands look so weird? So I always start off my mornings with basically making my bed and kind of cleaning up all of the clothes that inevitably end up on my floor throughout the day. P.S. These are my Christmas socks. They say Merry Christmas, you filthy animal, and I just felt like I had to show them off. So my family's going away for Christmas. We usually try and take like our family trip around that time of year, and we always go somewhere warm. Very lucky that I'm still included in that now, even when we're much older. But I just went shopping at the closet of my sister. Best place to go thrifting and shopping because everything is free and she always has so much, and she goes through like different style phases really quickly, which means I get so much new things all the time. She literally said I could try on 9 different bikini options. I just got 8 new bathing suits. I was so excited about that. If you guys have sisters, you'll understand. And she actually let me have them. It's a big deal. Welcome to part 1. We're starting off with the construction side of things. I am very aware that 2x4s for this application is overkill, but as you'll see later, my drawing and redrawing and planning and failing and trying again and redesigning something I thought would be sturdy enough but also, just function, yeah, it came down to the best way that I could use new tools properly and with enough support that I knew would hold up even if my crazy sketchbook late night design plans pretty much failed me. Little update. Today I bought a Kreg jig set and a right angle clamp. Hello. My parents cut down a tree yesterday in the front yard. I'm trying to clean it up right now. You know what? Let's just get into trying to make this thing work, I think. My parents are the funniest, honestly. So, I'm building cabinets today. I'm learning how to build cabinets today. So far so good, I guess, but it is a little bit overwhelming at times. And my dad was like, do you need help trying to figure out stuff? And I was like, well, have you ever built a cabinet? And he was like, well, no. So I just laughed and walked away. So, obviously that wasn't a surprise to me. But it is sometimes a lot to figure out and stuff. And so whatever, I think I have something that will work enough. I think it will be solid enough. I don't even know. And then my mom was like, oh, this is so cool. It's so cool how fast this process has been going. The demo of this bus just took so long. And I know. And she was like, oh yeah, did you know that? My dad was like, it's hard to watch. It was taking so long for us to watch. It was so tiring. It's a mess. I think I might have something resembling a base once I learn how to use my Kreg jig and put it together. So that's what we're gonna do. learning how to build cabinets somewhat confident. Okay, I'm straight up way too confident right now. So I figured out how to use the Craig jig, I think. And I got these holes in here. Now I did do it wrong on one side, but because I'm using a 2x4, I don't think it's honestly gonna matter that much. Anyway, so I got the holes drilled to the correct length on this side. And then I got this little like 90-degree clamp, which is so cool because I think I don't really even have to worry if it's actually like on an angle now, because I was worried that I was going to kind of like screw that part up. Why is this not lining up? Okay, I'll figure that out later. Anyways, this is cool. And I think I have the right screws now that I need. And I'm just gonna see if this works. But I'm feeling way too confident, except for that piece that doesn't line up, but I'm gonna literally just take out that clamp and try again and see if it works. But I'm feeling way too confident. This is the rough idea for the base and the top of my counter with some supports basically going down each side. This bigger section is for my fridge, chilling right there. This smaller section is for my oven, and then some storage underneath. I don't know. I think I'm building a cabinet. So not gonna lie, little me was pretty excited about whatever was going on here. You can see me doing all my math and my planning. And yeah, I was honestly pretty excited because things were actually starting to come together and hold. So I worked quite long into the night many times this month just trying to get kind of this stuff done. But it was pretty exciting. I think actually the best part was just that I was so motivated when things kind of started working that I just couldn't stop because I really wanted to see the vision kind of come through. It's honestly so weird. Like, I'm about to block off this area with these doors. It's gonna be so weird. I mean, like, that's the last time I'm gonna do that. And like, I don't know. That's just so weird. It's the last time that I was like sweeping stuff outside of these doors. It's the last time that I'm gonna be able to just like hop on up in here. It's so strange. It is actually really strange, but it's good. To give you an update, today's been gross. The weather's been horrible, but it's getting me really motivated to like get shit done because it's gonna be winter soon. I'm not gonna be happy about it. My wall is done. The front I painted gray, and it will be done behind the driver's chair. This side of the wall is up. It'll get trimmed out and finished nice. We're gonna be insulating the back part of the wall. And then right now, we're working on boxing off this area because all of my solar components are going in here. And we're getting ready to install all of it. My solar panels are ready to be mounted, and the rest of the shit I gotta install. So yeah, it's all pretty much ready. There's not too much that I can do, like not in here. I'm taking the day off work tomorrow just to work on the bus, and yeah, it's a little bit crazy. But I'm a little bit nostalgic about the parts that I'm gonna be closing off, especially these doors, because I use them all the time. But yeah, just coming along. Seeing stuff like this makes me cry. Oh my god, it like is starting to feel so freaking cozy in here. And I don't use that word often at all. And I think I love it. I ended up buying this polyacrylic sealer for pieces that I thought I'd be using on my cabinets. Some actually have managed to save, believe it or not, but this essentially will seal the wood, meaning when not painted, I'll still actually be able to use a bit of water to wipe down like the inside of my cabinets and stuff like that. taking a quick pause here, what you actually don't see is the hours that I spent sitting on my driveway repositioning components and filling pages of drawings and designs, trying to see how much of the work that I did this day I could actually save when parts of it really crashed and burned. But don't get me wrong, painting and singing, amazing day off. As we move into part two, electrical, I decided to take a quick intermission here to share some exciting things that actually happened these few months, and most notably, that was attending this fall market and Canadian country concert where we were actually selected to meet the performers, including Eric Eltridge, and it was just amazing. So enjoy these few clips.
Come on down closer to the stage, guys. I know you want to. Yeah, all right. Hell yeah. Now he said I'll start this show. Fire flew from
All right, part two. This is my packing list. For my entire solar system. No words. So if you guys remember from my last video, I actually ended up driving into the States to pick up all of this stuff in one trip and drive it all across the border. It went smoothly, everything was totally fine, and then I started unpacking it and trying to figure out what the heck I was even looking at. It was a really good way to, like, A, make sure that I had all my stuff, but B, actually make sure that everything was there, and I started to learn actually what components were, what they were named, and what they were for. Again, this is my first time doing any sort of electrical work, anything with solar, literally anything like that. So I really didn't film much because this entire process has just been me trying to figure it out. I'm not gonna lie, it's been pretty successful, and I've like felt pretty good about myself through this whole process, although it's been, you know, really scary as well. But here are some pictures to kind of help you get a sense of what the heck I'm even doing here. So some updates on the bus. This wall is done, this cabinet is roughed in, this cabinet is pretty much roughed in, this wall is done and, you know, roughly insulated. The cabinet situation, okay. At the beginning, I was like so careful with everything. Everything was labeled so nicely. It was like placed all perfectly in boxes. Now it looks like this. It's an actual disaster. There's just stuff everywhere. It's like kind of organized in my head, I guess, and I pretty much understand the diagram, but it's getting a little bit frustrating because I don't keep making mistakes. Like, I've only made really one mistake, which is honestly pretty good for this whole start, but it's just getting difficult and overwhelming, but then a part of me also just like doesn't want to fix it and like clean the space because it's just a lot. I don't know. Also, my side note, to the person that invented 4-aught cable, I don't like you. You were very hard to work with. It's really frustrating. It's just so big, and I feel like my hands are so small. That's not actually the reason, but it's just like it's so big, and I find that it's just so difficult to work with because it's just huge. It's just huge, and I'm struggling. What? Oh, protecting. Oh, good boy. So as you can see, today was the day my solar panels were officially going up. I was so excited and nervous and did require my parents' help quite a bit getting this up and onto the roof, but I'm happy to report it all went so smoothly and was actually such a fun day. The majority of which was spent telling my parents what to do, where to stand, and getting them to pass up baskets of tools I'd put together, respective to each part of the installation. Very, very grateful to have their help. There's a hole in my bus. Oh my gosh. Well, it's time to wire my C-box while sitting on my roof. I wanted to make a note of some of the funny things that I know I'm going to miss and kind of forget about about building a bus. Such as, even though this process has been very hard and at sometimes it's just felt like too much, it feels really good. And I know that these funny parts are going to one day, I hope, kind of feel like a little bit of a flash in time, like it went by really quickly. Because right now it does not feel like that. But remembering some of the funny moments I think will help. So, things that you forget about when you're building a bus. Now in my dryer lint trap, I find a lot of sawdust. So I think that Max Air fan was like one of the first things that I bought almost a year ago now, and today we've already mounted my solar panels. I've wired them all to the C-box and I have a little bit of daylight left, so I think it was a really nice fall day outside, but it's definitely getting colder, and if I can do all of this with a good amount of confidence and a good amount of energy today, I'll be feeling pretty happy and pretty well set up for the winter. Let's go. That's good.
Now what do? You mount it from up there, or you have to mount it from below here?
No, you.
Right?
So I just need to clean this off and then I get to mount it from the roof.
Right, okay.
Salted, I don't know. Maybe James just seemed like the kind of
I'm gonna let you guys know a reason why I'm not filming any of my electrical stuff for YouTube, which is A, I don't know what I'm doing. So I don't want these videos to come across at all as like a guide for anybody to follow. But B is because I literally look like this when I'm doing shit. Okay, this is my electrical cabinet. It's quite small, all right? I don't even know if you're going to be able to see this. In order to wire this inverter, I'm laying on the ground, okay, underneath the inverter, fighting with cable down here to wire this thing. What is this called? Why can't I remember it? 3-wire cable or something? Why literally can I not remember this right now? Anyways, fighting with this to get into this inverter. Using this screwdriver. Using a screwdriver that's literally getting caught in my hair as I'm laying on the ground trying to tighten all of these things. So, another reason why I'm not showing any of my electrical stuff. But filming this because it's going to be hilarious to look back on one day. So, this is me. Tucked in my electrical cabinet, laying underneath this inverter, fighting with cable. Okay, after some ridiculous fighting in this small box, we have my inverter done, and you can't really see that, I'll show you after. My first breaker panel in for shore power. As you can see, a lot of fighting with this cable, but I think we did it. Okay, quick pause here. This next clip is, of course, getting the bus decorated for Halloween, but also my mom's talking to my grandma about what we had done with the solar panels earlier that week, and it's just really cute. I had to include it.
Putting the fan in was the scariest because she had to put a big hole like that in the roof. Yeah. We put the solar panels up.
I'm really excited to look back on this when the bus is really set up for living and see what it was like. Messy as all heck, with a confused 20-something who dreamt of building herself a home. So she did. Alright, another intermission here. The next few clips are me beginning the install of my S-Bar diesel heater. I'm almost done this now, but I want to say this took weeks of research and was not a smooth process. The instructions are extremely unclear, and with so many extra pieces, this was not a beginner-friendly project. But like everything else, I think I did it right. Most of life is faking confidence, right? Yeah, I gotta remember that. So we have our first couple holes drilled for my S-Bar diesel heater. They're not exactly where I want them at the bottom. Measurements might have been a little bit off, but it's not bad. It's not too bad. It's making me nervous because the actual length of where the heater is supposed to sit from the floor to the ground is much too short for the actual width of the floor that I have. So I'm basically gonna need to cut around my subfloor, my insulation, and then the wood subfloor as well of the actual bus that I ended up keeping. And hopefully sit it like basically inside my floor with the tube kind of coming upwards. I don't know. I hope it works. We're just gonna have to keep trying. Because there's really no other place like underneath the bus that's good enough for like a diesel tank to sit, 'cause my bus is gas, so I need a diesel tank, a pump, and then to connect like obviously to electrical cabinet, which is right beside. So yep. And the rest of the bus is definitely taken up underneath by very important things that I'm definitely not going to be drilling into, so yeah. It's alright, ain't worried about nothing. The sun came up, kind of, and the river's still running. Alright. It's alright. Don't worry about nothing. Sun came up and the river's still running. I don't know how we got here. Why is everything so hard? I mean, hey, if that doesn't explain my brain on my millionth attempt at a project, I don't know what does. On that note, I'm going to leave you guys here. Thank you so much for following me along on this journey. I've spent many more cold winter nights just like this, and above all else, I really do love what I'm doing. Have a lovely holiday seasons, everyone out there. Stay safe, and remember, keep sharing those stories because every adventure is worthwhile. Bye, friends.